well as record.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it's.
Moment of silence. Thank you all. A few moments, and then the other one will be prior to adjournment. We ask that your comments be related. Appreciate that courtesy. You're welcome to speak at both times, both at the beginning and at the end. If you just wish to speak once, that's fine. We always set aside time for it. If you do have a comment, we'll recognize you.
Hi, did you get my
Thursday, maybe Friday, that you would hear back from.
So one of the first questions.
We've asked Mr. Germain. In fact, Mr. Democratic Party happened to be at that.
Yes, I saw that.
At that meeting.
Mm-hmm. Well, nobody got a notification of the meeting, and I understand it's in the paper, but as we have stated to you before, we don't get the Newcastle News.
And I would remind you that is a
before we don't get the Newcastle News.
And I would remind you that is a courtesy party chairs. We do that as a courtesy.
Falls in that particular. And even prior to the certification, before the election even, the ties petition, she was listed on petition. She was listed on Newcastle 2 in 2-2. According to your official results, she won a precinct that she doesn't live in.
My understanding is that's based upon the listing on the nominating petition that was submitted by her to the election office. That's what was stated on that nominating petition.
So on the nominating petition, she incorrectly put 2-2 on the back, but she's been a committee member for a long time. I would think that the committee or the office does have to look at the front page to make the signatures are correct. So, if this was a simple error that could have been corrected. Called the office, then called and was correctly. This is just a simple error that could have been corrected. She lives in 2-3. This could have been corrected. It's a simple error. And so she was listed on the ballot in 2-2, and she won. And now she's listed as a committee member there for when she's not even supposed to be there. She's also aware that people wrote her in the proper district. So when I had requested the report so that I could see all of the write-in names, none of the write-ins are listed for her precinct, none. So it's impossible for us to evaluate properly or certify for the committee that there wasn't one person in that district that she didn't get a vote for.
Is the information that was emailed to you yesterday, does that information have her name to your knowledge?
No.
I would, in fact, Tim just walking up the steps. I would suggest that him and bring that to his attention.
Well, I just did try to speak with him, but he's adamant that he couldn't do anything to fix this, which we disagree with. We think that these sorts of issues have been corrected at other times. But I have only evaluated the Republican committee write-in names, not the entire list that we're not going to be able to do timely until we look into this further. But when I went through those write-in names, it does not match what is listed on the county website. There are names of winners that you report as winners that I don't have write-in signatures for. There are names listed, and I can't make rhyme or reason out of it. And in some precincts where you list a winner, you have names that I can't even read. They're either cropped off. Majority, actually, of the names are cropped off. But for the most part, I can decipher who the write-in name is, but so that needs to be addressed. We need the complete signatures and all write-ins. In Jones Precinct, the report on the county website says that there were 3 write-ins. And as I said, there are no write-ins listed at all. They were put under as scattered, but there are no write-ins at all for Joan in her own precinct. So I can't see, who were the 3 people? We have no way of, and hers is not the only precinct. It would take quite a while for me to go through the work I did on this yesterday with limited time. But there's definitely some errors. Some precincts you had 8 or 11 people listed, any of the names, and it just doesn't seem feasible that many people would be written in and they were all wrong. And if they were the wrong, sometimes you can see in the write-in report a name, and I looked it up, and that person was a Democrat, so they shouldn't have been listed properly.
No, if their name was written in, it has to count, regardless of their political affiliation. If someone wrote that name in, it's a matter of record.
Okay, so what I'm saying, sometimes that was on the list, but in other cases, we need all the names.
Well,
There's no reason, if I asked for the total report, I should have gotten, so here's Newcastle 1-2, reported, 5 are scattered. I didn't get the list of all those 3 or 5 scattered. They're not in that report that I got from Tim yesterday.
the one from yesterday.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, those are the names that I said are major, but there are some I could not at all. Or there's just a bubble and a line. I don't know if it's cut off or they just.
At some point, I would suggest that you meet with him. He'll be able to show you what they have in his office as it compares to that document that was emailed to you. And maybe the ones that have been cut off in part, he'll be able to show those to you.
Okay.
Assign someone, because there are people who got, she got 5 right. We know, we've talked to 5 people that wrote her in. And there's 0 on here.
Well,
Or
if
3.
we email to you, to someone says they wrote a name in, they may just be saying that, and I'm not suggesting that that's the case, but someone could say, oh yeah, I wrote you in, but maybe they didn't.
She wrote herself in.
Okay, so that you wrote yourself in, there
And
should
someone
be at
else.
least one. 0 in on with Mr. Germaini. They have the documents over there, and you'll be able to show them to you.
Which you need 10 to get on the ballot,
Mhm.
but to be on the committee, it's not, if you're running for sheriff and you're trying to
Local elections, if you get 1 write-in, you're on.
judge of elections,
I'm assuming that's true. He can verify that. for you.
plurality, yeah.
He
It's
has
in
the
the code.
election code book. He would be able to refer to that.
Verification on here. Is,
The policy is we have to take them as they're submitted to us. Now, yes, if an error were to be noticed, yeah, we would make a good faith estimate.
actually check to make sure that that person is even in that precinct, or that they're a Republican committee person? So there's no verification at all?
I would assume that in some format there is, but I would ask that you ask that question of Mr. Germaini so he can verify that for you.
And then, when does it get corrected, or how is it gonna be corrected that she's listed on the wrong precinct?
Well, again, discuss that with Mr. Germaini. He may have to consult with the county solicitor. I do understand that as party chair, you do have the authority to make appointments when there are open positions. That might be the solution to this issue, possibly.
Well, I can't appoint her until we have a reorganization meeting.
Mhm.
And I'm not doing this again. Be my head examined.
And even if you appointed her, she can't vote for
Right, for 6 months.
6 months.
Those are party bylaws. Again, I'm going to recommend, and since he's here today, I would suggest that you speak with him and show him these documents, and he'll be able to work with you on that.
we'll do that.
Okay. Any other public comments? Thank you all very much. Once again, we'll have a second opportunity for public comment prior to adjournment. Moving on, under fiscal and contractual, provided to us by the County Controller's Office. They're also known as check reconciliation registers, listing of all the bills. Chris or Dan, did you care to have any comments over the discussion we just had?
No, I think we
I'm
did
sorry.
Get Tim involved in.
Okay, forgive me for not recognizing you.
No, not at all.
Okay, Chris, likewise.
I concur to talk to Germany, this matter is all.
Thank you. Our review and acceptance, but I'll give my colleagues time to look them over. And then whenever you're ready, I could accept a motion for their acceptance.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you both. Chris or Dan, any questions on the warrant registers? Thank you. The minutes of the June 24 meeting are in our packet. I do want to note that both Mr. and Mrs. Burchett were in attendance. And in fact, toward the end of the minutes, it states that Mrs. Burchett did ask a question to be helpful. But Dan and Chris, I'll give you time to look the minutes over, and then whenever you're ready, we can take a motion to adopt the minutes.
I move we adopt the minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, we'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sarnado?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Under correspondence, we have 3 documents that have come in since last week. We'll enter these into the record. The first is from Hillcrest Group Environmental Consultants out of Wexford, Pennsylvania. The Hillcrest Group is corresponding on behalf of CMI Upstate LLC, and this is regarding a Pennsylvania DEP air quality plan approval application, as well as a letter is being sent to notify you that CMI Upstate LLC, formerly Ben Weitzman of Newcastle, located at 526 South Jefferson Street, City of Newcastle, will be submitting to the Department of Environmental Protection an air quality plan approval application for their aluminum metal shredding operation. As part of this process, Weitzman will no longer be shredding ferrous materials, including automobiles, etc., and will only be shredding aluminum at this location. Weitzman will also be installing an aluminum cleaning and polishing rotary cleaner that will be controlled with a fabric collector. This new operation will significantly reduce the potential for emissions. Weitzman has withdrawn the pending application and will resubmit for an aluminum shredding process as CMI Upstate. And it's signed by Joe Pezzi, plant air consultant for the Hillcrest Group. The second piece of correspondence comes from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation in 5 in Pulaski Township. It states as follows. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation is planning a bridge replacement project on Old Pulaski Road, SR 4005, for a structure. The existing culvert of BMPs. It's signed by Doug Division at PennDOT's Bridgeville office. One of the supporting documents also refers to Old Pulaski Road as River Road, and I think it's, Dan, you live out that way. Some people call it River Road and some people call it Old Pulaski Road.
Yeah, it's just north of Nashville.
Yeah. They've got stop signs, yeah.
Chairman, is that where the boat launch is at?
No, that boat launch is on Nashville Road.
Right.
This would be north of, on Old Pulaski. Company LLC out of North Lima, Ohio, has corresponded with the Board of Commissioners as well as the Township of Shenango, notifying us that Shenango Limestone and Storage Company will soon be submitting to the Pennsylvania DEP, Bureau of Air Quality, a state-only air operating permit application for its facility located at 1959 Union Valley Road in Shenango Township. Those are the three documents we've received. May I have a motion to accept them? Questions or discussion about?
Justin.
Yes, sir.
Has been sold to this CMI.
CMI.
So they're down there spending a lot of money to clean that place up.
Hopefully it'll,
And they're just doing aluminum now.
Yeah.
Hopefully the explosions will stop now.
that's a good point. Thank you, Dan. Commissioner reports and, oh, we need a roll call, don't we?
Yes.
Could we have a roll call?
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Commissioner reports and comments. Mr. Kennedy, you get to go first today.
The only thing that's been here in Orange County, they moved to Shenango Township, the old pharmaceutical facility. And where they moved out a couple nice operations. The CSI one, Chris and I were in there, and it's a pretty big place, but they plan on filling it up, so that'll be good for Orange County. The other one is, we were down, Chris and I took a ride down to Packard Paint, right down the sale, but their plans are to try to buy it. Stay right there with that, so that'll be nice. About all I got.
Okay,
Chris might have some more to add to it.
Thank you much, Dan. Looks like I'm next. I'll note that both Mr. Sanada and I on Saturday attended the Amateur Radio League yearly public display that they have, demonstration of the work that they do. It was out of our public safety building in Hickory Township, and it's always very informative. And they work very closely with our public safety department. It's good effect on our ability to communicate. The days attending conference of our Station Trust Fund board. I serve on that board, and we had our summer meeting out there, which is why I couldn't get to a couple. And then I'll note that the courthouse will be closed this coming Friday, July 4, in observance of Independence Day. Mr. Sanada, it's your turn.
I'll just echo what Commissioner Kennedy said with the, what's it called now, Firmac, which was CSI. It's good to see a business end over the old McKesson property. The building's less than 30 years old. We were there when they're looking forward to working in Shenango Township. And when we did to the paint store, it was the same feeling down there. They are committed to staying in downtown Newcastle, and hopefully they can get the building and actually own it, and talk about commitment to downtown Newcastle. And I'll just echo the opportunity we had on Saturday to end at the 911 center, and I had a chance to talk to them as well. And as you said, they're good backup. They talk to people around the world with the ham radios, and the frequency, which I was surprised to see was it's not CV, it's ham, and it shoots up into, I guess, the clouds. And when I was there, someone was talking, I think, to someone in Arizona, and the other one never happened. But there's about 150 people in Lawrence County that are part of this organization, from what I was told. So it's good to know that, and I'm just happy to see that. So that's pretty much what I have to say.
Thank you, Chris. We'll move on to new business, Micro Children and Youth Services Department. It's that time of year that we're doing contract renewals, and Mike, I think you got about 5 of them. Like we normally do, Dan and Chris, do you mind if Mike goes through them, and then if you'd like, if we're satisfied, where do we start with?
145.
Dan said this last week. These are very, very helpful, these supporting documents that you give us. The first resolution proposal that you have for us involves Able Screening Inc. of Alameda, California. Can you give us a little background on who they are and what?
Okay. This thing, they have a program called Diana Screen. Okay. It's an extra layer of protection. What they do is they scientifically validate and place adults and children. And it's for our new foster kinship. People that want to be foster kinship, and we also, sometimes we might have to use it for recertification if needed. So basically, from the program that I've read about, it's the computer screen, it's at a 4th grade reading level. Somehow they use, and they can determine who would be sexually abusing children. So it's a brand new program.
Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention, and I'll ask Commissioner Sanada if he has any questions on this first one.
No, it's very straightforward.
Thank you, Chris. Mr. Kennedy?
Okay.
Thank you. Number 146 is it, and you said the next 4 are all renewals.
Yes.
146 is Adoption Connection PA based in Beaver.
For a while. I do want you to refer to page 3, just so I can let you know that when they submitted the rates, if you look the 3rd column to the last, and the asking, okay, so we don't use the very first one, which is KC, but that was a 13.79% increase. The ones we did use that were 11%, 11.98%, currently we have none. So we moved them from a 11, 12, 13% increase down to a 3% increase for this contract.
Chris?
I'll just thank you for your negotiating skills.
That's right. Number 147 is in Milton, Pennsylvania, which is in Northumberland County.
Yeah. Again, we had one child that we used them last year, none currently. It's a renewal. It's more of a backup provider in case we need them. But their increase was under 3%.
Thank you very much, Mike. Chris, any questions?
No.
Dan?
No.
Okay. Adolescent Center based in Greenville, Mercer County.
Yes, that's a group home. Again, they went up about 3%. We haven't used, we did have one kid last year, we currently don't have any kids this year. It seems like each year we have less and less kids that go there. I don't know if they don't take the kids or whatever, but again.
No, Chris? No. 149, yes, 149 is Kids Peace National Centers, Inc. of Schnecksville, Pennsylvania in Lehigh County.
Right, this is a group in foster care. It didn't have an increase at all from last year. The rates stayed the same. We had one child in there in 23, 24. We didn't have any last year. We currently don't have any. Again, this is a backup plan so the children aren't staying at the facility, our facility all night, and we need to place them somewhere.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Kennedy, questions? Mike, Chris?
No.
Okay. I believe that takes care of your requests.
Yeah.
So what we need to do now would be to entertain a motion for approval of resolutions 145 up through and including 149 as they have been. Chris, anything? No? Dan? Mike, anything else on
No.
these ones?
No, I'm good.
Okay, we have a motion. It's been appropriately seconded. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Will we see you next
Yeah,
week?
thanks.
Take care, Mike. The next proposal on our agenda would be Resolution 150, and this involves the public library. We have someone here. Please come up.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, it's Isabel Daniels.
Thank you, Isabel. Isabel, we're going to turn this over to you to give us a little bit of an explanation. Although before you do that, I have two quick questions. Does this for all three libraries within the county? Do you know?
Just the Newcastle.
In the second paragraph, and this may not be on your account, but it states here, the grant agreement is made in Harrisburg, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. hereinafter called the Department, and Lawrence County, located at Lawrence County Courthouse, 430 Court Street. It's all accurate. But then it has a name from way in the past. It says Lou Quilero. Lou, many years ago, you know Lou.
Oh, yeah.
Many years ago, worked in our planning department, but he's been retired for years. I'm not sure where,
Yeah, I'm unsure. They sent us the agreement.
they being the state,
I believe so.
okay.
So I'm not sure how that ended.
It really, after we hear from you, that we probably scratch Mr. Quilero's name from this document. But anyway,
Applied for the Keystone Act, received that grant, so we're
it's nice to have good news. That's great. Chris, remove Mr. Quilero's name. We met there in place of Lou Quilero. I don't, and in fact, he left here many years ago. But may I have a motion for resolution 150? But may I have a motion for resolution 150?
I'll make the motion for resolution 150.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you both. Any final questions? Elizabeth? Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your joining us. Resolution 151. This would allow the county to enter into a contract with a company known as Dear John Inc. For us to secure an office trailer to accommodate the sheriff's office. Listen, Joe, if you don't mind, I'll turn it over.
10 by 13 room in the Kraus shelter, in what was formerly the Kraus shelter, which is now our DA's detectives building. I get that out at the office. Our sheriff's deputies were gonna no longer be able to use that 10 by 13 area. So we had to find a location. At the present time, we couldn't find a location within the courthouse which was suitable for the individuals to go. Although we do see some light at the end of the tunnel, possibly. We needed to find a temporary location for the sheriff's deputies to be able to go to do their different office work, and even to bring on occasion folks that are under arrest into the office, which is used often for that. So what we did was contact Dear John out of Elwood City. They provide mobile the sheriff's deputies felt that it was adequate. It provides all the amenities of an office as one of our suites. It has two large offices and a large centralized area where the deputies can go to file their reports and so forth. And
None of this came about last week. I happened to have been at a conference, but I believe my colleagues were involved. Dan, do you have more to add?
Joe, the only thing I got a question for you. I know when we talk about this contract, is this a month contract, month to month, or just a year?
well, we originally have a 4-month agreement that can be extended.
Comfortable? Thank you. Commissioner Sonata?
I just to say, as long as it's done, we need to sell it. So.
Absolutely.
Well, gentlemen, thanks to all three of you for your work on this. We appreciate the cooperation of both the district attorney's office as well as the sheriff's office. This is resolution 151, which has been reviewed and provided to us by Mr. Vanasco. May I have a motion?
I'll make that one.
A second. Thank you. Any further comments or discussion? If not, we'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks again. Go through them. Stop me if you have questions. And if we get to, there's a request that $8,000 come from their contingency and be applied to their gas line item, gas or transfer materials and supplies line item. We've talked about in the last couple of weeks. So that's $5,200 transfer from within their budget. And then also from within their budget, they're requesting a $7,845 transfer from IRP overtime into IRP materials and supplies. District Attorney's Office, his recommendation being these dollars need to go into his criminal investigations account to cover the cost of an expert witness that was brought in a recent homicide trial that was held. Contingency $6,024 going into criminal investigations, and then also from his toxicology line item, $3,876, again, into criminal investigations. Dan?
Yeah, we had money in there. The problem with the gas, if you remember a few months ago, is replaced the boiler system, which the old boiler was making it go, I believe it was a boiler or water heaters, water heaters. It made the cost go up. So.
We'll be okay by the end of the year then.
Yeah, we should be fine in there. We have plenty of money in there.
Anything else, Dan?
That's it.
Thank you. Chris, questions?
Just the new boiler, is that operating now, Joe?
Yeah, the new boiler in there and new hot water tanks, much more economical. Obviously, when they were leaking, we were losing the value of them at the time.
These are the most energy efficient ones.
Yes.
So hopefully.
That's it, Bill from Ready. Is it ready?
Right.
Ready. We just paid.
Gentlemen, would you one of you wish to make a motion to approve all of the transfer requests that were submitted? Their concerns, will take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Under announcements, this board will convene once again a week from today, Tuesday, July 8, 10 a.m. in this room, open to the public. Today at noon, the Lawrence County Opioid Advisory Board meeting, which Mr. Vanasco chairs, that's a public meeting and it will be held at noon today in this room. On July 9, which is a week from tomorrow, the Lawrence County Planning Commission will hold its monthly meeting at 12 noon in the original location. They were scheduled to meet at the North Beaver Township Municipal Building, but that building is currently undergoing renovation and could not accommodate us. So I believe and then on July 16, which is a Wednesday, the monthly meeting of the prison will be closed. It's a federal holiday, that being Independence Day. We'll reopen on Monday. Any other announcements or any public comments at this time? Hearing none.
I just wanted to make one comment. No problems were brought up.
That's when we certified the election results. To the best of my recollection, there were none, but I'll ask my colleagues if they recall anything to the contrary.
I don't recall any issues brought up.
Yeah, there weren't any. I mean, I listened. And so this was not a problem, according to Tim Germain's office. And the petition was filled out incorrectly, even though it was, recognized. And I'd also just note that I shouldn't have had to, it's the second time I've asked for all the write-ins, and it wasn't until I copied you that I finally got the report that I asked for. And I have had numerous public records requests for election issues that I've either taken to court, I'm still in court, still on appeal. There's a lot of election issues that I've brought up. The results that are coming out of the office, particularly now with our Republican candidates. That's it.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments at this time? Closing comments from my fellow commissioners. Mr. Kennedy? No, sir. Mr. Sanada? None. Thank you. Vanessa, Joe, anything we've overlooked to your knowledge? Okay, thank you all. We appreciate everybody joining us today. We wish everybody a safe and happy Independence Day. There being no other business to be brought before the board or adjourning, please say aye. Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries.